Gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about reaching out and not giving up, especially if you're feeling depressed, sad, anxious, stressed, or if you feel like giving up and ending your own life. I want you to know that just because it seems cloudy and gray in this world, and life can sometimes feel like a maze that you're going through, like going through this cornfield in the video here, not knowing which way to go or which way to turn. And it just seems to be more of the same no matter how much you go through life, that it's not time to give up. It's never time to give up. And there is no shame in reaching out to somebody. And if you're going through these hard times, it's so important that you reach out. And there's so many people you can reach out to. You can reach out to your friends, your family, a pastor, a rabbi, a suicide hotline, your medical doctor, a counselor, a psychiatrist, anybody that you need to talk to. Hell, you could even go down to a cafe and sit on the stool and just strike up a conversation about anything with a person sitting next to you. There's a lot of people in this world going through the same exact thing as you are that could use somebody just to talk to as well. And if you wanted to call your friend and maybe ask your friend, hey, you want to go fishing today? You want to go bowling? You want to go for a walk? You want to come over for a cup of coffee? Or even just call your friend and just shoot the breeze on the phone, to pass over, to get past the sense of loneliness for that time. And if you don't feel comfortable talking about your emotions and what you're going through with that person, just have a nice conversation, just not to be alone, to know that somebody else is out there. I mean, you have to look at it this way. If one of your friends or family or co-workers or loved ones or an acquaintance or even probably a perfect stranger needed somebody to talk to, and they called you, you'd be there for them because you don't want somebody to feel such despair that they're going to take their own life, right? So the same goes in reverse. There's plenty of people out there that want you to reach out to them if you need to. You have to work under the assumption that it's a given that they would want you to reach out, because that is the case. I remember hearing a story years ago about a man that smiled and said hello to every single person he walked by throughout his day when he went to the store or wherever. And somebody eventually asked him, why do you wave to everybody and say hi to everybody and smile at everybody? And the gentleman told him, well, I was depressed and suicidal one day, and I said to myself, I'm going to go out, and if one person, just one person, smiles at me and says hello today and acknowledges my existence, I won't kill myself. And he went into town, and sure enough, at some point, somebody smiled and said hello to him, and he decided not to end his life. But he made the promise to himself from that point forward that anytime he went out, he would smile and say hello to everybody in case there was a person like him out there. The point of that story is not that you have to go out and smile and say hello to everybody, is that people out there understand that other people need to reach out. And there is no shame in it. There's no shame in reaching out, whether you decide to let out all your emotions and thoughts to that person or not, and just have a casual conversation. To make it through that day, through that moment, you need to do whatever it takes to survive. Life has a way of beating us down over and over and over again, and sometimes we just want to give up. But there is absolutely no shame in getting beat down in life, because it happens to all of us. The shame is in giving up and not pushing forward. And sometimes life can feel like a maze, like this cornfield here. You don't know which way to go. You don't know what to do. It just seems pointless and endless and confusing. And the stress of life can be overwhelming. The stress of a marriage or a job, your career, all kinds of things can stress you out and put so much burden on you that it takes an It has an effect on your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And you just don't know which way to turn or what to do about it. And in today's society, we get so caught up in the daily grind and the rat race and becoming successful and, the pinnacle of success they try to tell you is owning a big home and having a trophy wife and a fancy car. And that's not what life is all about at all. And you know how you can tell that that's not what life is about? It's because your spirit is hurting. And you have a purpose in this world, and you have to figure out what your purpose is. You need to pray about it. And not only that, you need to pray to God, whether you believe in God or not. If you can't talk to anybody else about what you're going through and not knowing what your purpose is, then pray to God in faith. It's called a leap of faith for a reason. Whether you believe in God or not is irrelevant to whether you take a leap of faith. If you take a leap of faith to God, God will show himself to you, which will give you belief. So, God put us all on this earth for a purpose. And most of us have the same purpose. Be a good father, be a good brother, be a good son, be a good friend, treat people well, possibly grow your own food and enjoy nature and be at one with nature, with God's creation, right? And we get so tied up in this rat race of, oh, my purpose must be something grand, to make $1 million by the time I'm 30 or whatever it may be. But, oh, I made $1 million, and now I got to show it off, and I got to have a house and 2 cars and a boat and a ski-doo and a snowmobile and a motorcycle and all this stuff. So you're so far in debt that you have to continue this lifestyle that is very, very unnatural, and it will stress you out. Then on the other hand, it's hard to really express what I'm trying to say, except to say that if your spirit is telling you that you are going down the wrong path, your body is going to stress out, your emotions are going to be hyper sensitive, your health is going to deteriorate because of the stress, eating crappy foods, comfort foods, stress foods, junk foods. And if your body and your emotions and your mind are responding in this way, that you're stressed and depressed, know that you don't have to give up. All you have to do is adjust. The hard part, of course, is figuring out which way to adjust to get yourself out of that maze into the opening where the sun shines again and you have some direction. It's very difficult to know which way to go. But a good measure is if you're going in the wrong direction, you're going to be stressed, depressed, sad, lonely. And if you're going in the right direction, you're going to feel a lot better because your spirit is going to heal and it's going to guide you in the way to go. But back to reaching out is so important. Don't feel shame, because we all want you to be here. God wants you to be here. He has a purpose for you. He does not want you to feel this pain. He didn't put you in this world so you could feel pain and anguish and confusion. He wants to guide you if you let him guide you. Your friends want to help you. We all have a purpose. You have a purpose. You just got to determine what it is. It doesn't have to be grand. Our purposes are not always grand. We don't have to be a great inventor or a great businessman, or, we don't all have to be Thomas Edison or Nikola Tesla or a Bill Gates of the world. Not that Bill Gates is a great man, but I mean the level of success and all that. There's nothing wrong with having a humble life and choosing a mate in life who suits you, who suits what you want in a relationship. And perhaps you're going through struggles in your marriage or your relationships or with your children, and you're finding it difficult to communicate with them. but it's going to be easier to communicate with the people in your life that you're having a hard time with by reaching out to others and allowing that anger, the sadness, the despair, the confusion, depression, sadness, any and all of those emotions to release from your body. Verbalizing it helps so much, even writing it down on paper of what's bothering you, and then go back and analyzing, okay, this is wrong, so what can I do to fix this? Does it even need fixing? Can I control this? Do I have control over this at all? And if you don't, then don't worry about it. And if you do have control and you can fix it, still don't worry, because you can fix it. You have to determine these things. And if it can't be fixed, or if it's not worthy of being fixed, or is this even an aspect of something that I want in my life? And if you don't, you dismiss it and you get rid of it. You know, if you're overwhelmed by a car payment and you're paying an exorbitant amount for your car, let it get repossessed. It's not the end of the world. Just let them take it, take the hit on your credit, and relieve yourself of that burden every month, and go finance a less expensive car, or buy a second-hand car that might need a repair now and then, and save yourself money and take the stress. Don't worry about what your neighbors think, or if it's going to attract the right mate in life, because the right mate in life isn't going to care what car you're driving anyway. The main thing to know is to reach out. By the way, my email is in the description on this video. So if you need to reach out to me, I'm not a counselor by any stretch of the imagination, but I will respond to you. Even if you just want it, if you need somebody to vent to release the pain, write it all out in an email, short or long. I'll read it, I'll respond. I will put that in the description. So if anybody out there needs to talk to somebody, you can reach out to me. There is no shame in reaching out. There's shame in not reaching out. Do whatever you gotta do to survive in a healthy manner, a healthy spirit, a healthy mind, healthy emotions. Start eating right. A good, healthy diet will help make you feel better. Exercise helps you feel better. Yoga, lifting weights, just going for a walk. Get away from the Xbox, get away from the TV, get away from your device. Go out for a walk, put some headphones on, listen to some music while you walk, or just listen to the birds chirp. Appreciate it. Stop, literally look at flowers. I know it sounds stupid, but appreciate nature. It's very healing. It helps calm you. It helps give you a lot of focus in this life. A bad diet, junk foods and wheat, the way they grow it and process it nowadays, will affect your mood. High carbs will affect your mood. So if you can help yourself by eating better, you can also help yourself focus on what's important, because it gives you a physical reaction that you'll be tricked into thinking that it's your emotions and your psychology, when you're having an actual physical, almost like an allergic reaction that's affecting everything. So you get a lot of things thrown at you in this world all at once. Part of the trick is to getting the least amount of things thrown at you as possible, so you can focus on the things that matter, which is your purpose in life. And it's hard to figure out what that purpose is, but if you keep going, you'll figure it out. And there's going to be hard days and there's going to be easy days. And eventually, after a while, you keep making the right decisions, and you be humble. You keep going through life, and you're going to come to the clearing eventually, where the confusion will be less and less, and you can see in front of you instead of being stuck in a maze. And you can look up at the sky, and even if it's a cloudy day, in the gray sky above, if you look over on the horizon, you'll see the sun fighting to come out. Stay strong, my friends, and don't give up.